In this DaVinci Resolve tutorial, we'll learn how to create a smooth, seamless match cut transition that's always used in SaaS Explainers and Premium motion graphics. And in the last section of the video, I'll teach you how to do shape morphing using the same technique. So you better stick till the end. There is also a free plugin in the video. Let's begin. Alright, so I'm inside Fusion. Let's first add a background, so I'll drag this background node and connect it to the media out. After that, select this background node and change its color to dim white. After that, get a text node from here and connect it to the output of this background node. It'll automatically add in a merge here. Then select the text node and write your text. Then change its font. I'm using SF Pro Display font. And head over to the Shading tab and change the type to Gradient. You can skip this part if you just want to use regular colors. To change the colors of the gradient, click on these little triangles and choose any color you like. But I want this gradient only on the first word, not on the second one. To fix that, right-click in the text box and select Character Level Styling. Head over to the Modifiers tab, and on the preview window, select the second word. Didn't work? That's because you have to select the text node. It would select now, then go to the Shading tab and set it to solid. You can use this exact method to customize different words in a single text node. Alright, now our text is ready to animate. First, let's add in a word-by-word animation. Head over to the Modifiers menu. Go to the Text tab. Right-click and select Follower. Now, go to the Transform tab and change the transform to words instead of characters. Then make sure you're on frame 0 and add a keyframe to offset Y value. It'll kick you out of the Follower tab. Just double-click on Follower to go back. Now move your playhead to frame 15 and add another keyframe. Then go to the previous keyframe by clicking this little arrow and decrease the Y value. Then go to Timing and set delay to 1. And we have this animation, but it looks like shit. We'll fix that by going to the spline editor here. First, make sure that Show Only Selected Tools option is selected, so we deal only with the keyframes of the selected node. Then, select the text. Hit Ctrl plus F on your keyboard to see the keyframes, Ctrl plus A to select all, right-click, Ease, and select out cubic. Close the spline editor, then go to the Shading tab and add keyframe to opacity at frame 0. Add another keyframe at frame 15. Go to the first keyframe, set opacity to 0, and our word-by-word animation is done. Now, I'll show you how to do the seamless cut transition. Go to a few frames before the word-by-word animation is about to end. Select the text node and add a transform node by clicking here. And set a keyframe to its size. Move your playhead about 20 frames ahead and add another keyframe and decrease the size by a lot. Then open the spline editor and this is where the magic happens. Select all keyframes and click here, or simply press S to smooth the curve. Then press T on your keyboard to see the in and out values. Now, increase these values to around 70 or 80 each so that we have a sharp peak in the curve, meaning it'll be very slow at the beginning and ending, but will be really fast in mid, and that's where we'll make the cut. Alright, now let's add our second text. Customize it however you want. Then add a transform after the text. Now we will do the same animation we did in this transform node. So I'll add keyframes for the size on the same frames. And on the last keyframe, I'll leave it as it is. But on the first keyframe, I'll increase its size to give it a zoom out animation as well. And in the spline editor, repeat the same process and make it a sharp curve. Now, to do the seamless transition between them, go to the middle keyframe of this animation because the animation is the fastest at this point. Then, select the merge of the first text and open the keyframe panel. You won't see anything here because we first need to add a random keyframe in the merge node. Remember, this keyframe doesn't serve any purpose except activating the keyframe panel of the merge. Now, you'll see this white layer. Drag this layer from the right to the playhead like this, and do the exact opposite in the second merge. Select it and add a random keyframe. Open the keyframe panel and drag it from the left side to the playhead. And now, if you play it, you have this smooth, seamless cut that's always used in Premium edits. Let's do one more, but this time, instead of zoom out, we will do a left slide transition, and this time instead of another text, we will use a logo of DaVinci Resolve. Alright, let's get to work. First, go back a few frames from where our previous animation ends to maintain the flow, and add another transform and add keyframe to center values. Then go about 30 frames forward and add another keyframe, and on this keyframe, drag the X value to the left. Then go to the spline editor and make the sharp curve. Now, add a DaVinci logo and connect it after this merge. Add a transform node and decrease its size. Now, we will do the same animation we did in the second transform node of this text to match the movement. Add keyframes to center values. And on the first keyframe, drag the X value to the right side, so they move in the same direction. Open spline and make the same curve. And you know what to do now. Go to the middle keyframe of the animation, select the merge of this text, open the keyframe panel, and trim it from the right side. Then select this DaVinci Resolve merge and open the keyframe tab, and add a random keyframe first to activate the keyframe panel, and trim this layer from the left side. Now let's see how it's looking. Damn, this looks super smooth, right? And to make it look even smoother, let's add motion blur. So select every keyframe that has animation, and in the Inspector tab, go to Setting and enable motion blur. If you forgot which node has animation and which doesn't, just look at the node, and if you see this little keyframe icon on the right side of the node, it means it has animation. It's looking much better now. Alright, now I'll teach you guys how to do shape morphing using this technique. To those who don't know what shape morphing is, it basically is a visual effects technique that creates a smooth, seamless transition from one shape or object to another. So we have a new comp, and I already have this background node connected. To do shape morphing, we first need some shapes. For that, I'm going to use a free plugin made by my good friend Revis. You can create custom shapes using this plugin, but first, we need to feed it a background node. Then connect it after this background node. Here we have an oval, but I need a circle, so I'll go to Set and increase the X scale. Now, I'll go back to Controls, and if you decrease this squircle value, you'll get this star shape that you see everywhere nowadays. You can also decrease its size or change its position from here, but we will use a separate transform node for that. So, add a transform node and decrease its size, and place it on the left side of the screen. Now, we'll need another shape to morph this star shape into. For that, copy these two nodes and paste them here and connect it after this merge. And for the second shape, I'll uncheck this squircle, and now you have control over almost everything. I'll play with these settings to create a flower-like shape. Wow, just look how cool this plugin is. I created this 4 leaves clover within seconds. Alright, I'll use this as the second shape. Okay, now, make some space and copy this transform node and hit Ctrl plus Shift plus V on your keyboard to create an instance of this transform node. And while holding Shift, connect this instance after this node. And as you can see, the flower snapped on the star. It even has the same size as the star because we're using an instance node. Now, let's animate the shapes. Select the original transform node. You can also animate the instance instead of the original. It doesn't matter. On frame 0, add a keyframe to the center values. Move your playhead to frame 30 and add another keyframe. And on this keyframe, drag the X value to the right. Now, open the spline editor and make a sharp curve, as always. And because we used an instance, we don't need to animate the other one. And we have this animation. It isn't looking natural, so let's add some rotation as well. Select the transform node, and on frames 0 and 30, add a keyframe to angle, then go to the first keyframe and change the angle to about 200 degrees. Go to the spline, uncheck center keyframes, and check angle, and do the curve thing. It's looking amazing now. And now you know what to do. Go to the middle of the animation and select this first merge. Open the keyframe panel and add a keyframe first. Then trim it from the right side. And do the exact opposite to the second merge. Trim it from the left side. And this is how shape morphing looks like. And again, to make it look even smoother, select the transform nodes and enable motion blur. And that's it. That's how you can create smooth, seamless transitions and make your edits look premium, and use the same technique to do shape morphing. I hope you got to learn something new from this video, and if you did, then like the video and subscribe the channel. Till then, keep grinding.